Hey yo, it's True Soul Davis, and you're listening to The Truth Talk Show. Hey yo, Kaye.
You ready, baby?
The Truth Talk Show. Where we listen to music and entertain your ears. The Truth Talk Show. Current events and business, what you need to hear. The Truth Talk Show. When we turn it up and you need to turn down. The Truth Talk Show. If you listen to this, you know what's going down.
Now, you're listening to The Truth Talk Show.
Welcome to The Truth Talk Show. I am your girl, Kaye TheTruth. Google me, www.kaythetruth.com. Follow me on all social media at Kaye TheTruth. In studio today, we have the one, the only, Mr. IROC Daniels. Welcome to the show, Mr. Daniels.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. How are you doing?
I am doing fantabulous. And yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm just excited about this movie that's getting ready to come out, and excited to get this message out to the people.
You should be excited. You have the system, the movie coming, movie theaters near everyone, I guess, right?
Yeah. We have it's selected theaters around the country, but it's several theaters. And
give us a little backdrop about the system.
Well, the system is it's about a family, and it's about fatherhood. It's about a black father and a mother and a child, and they have a deaf son, and he's killed by the police. And after that, things just erupt, and the community corrupts, and erupts, and it's things that we see on the news. But the difference, I'm actually showing the background of how things happen, how the police try to spin the shot. You actually see what happened, and then how the police officer tries to spin it. I show the families, how they have to pick out caskets, the things that the news don't talk about, and it's a powerful film. It's the ultimate message about the film is empathy. A lot of these people, because of their when they're police and because of their belief systems, might not have empathy for other people, because of the way they was raised, and what they was exposed to, and then they take that exposure and they police based on that, and that's where a lot of problems are caused from. And then beyond that, it's just the fact that there are good officers. I'm not saying all officers are bad, but the officers that are trying to do a good job are not stepping up to the plate and condemning instead. They're condemning the acts of some of these people, officers that are doing poor jobs and killing unarmed black men, and you see what happened, and you're gonna stick and ride with your partner and ride with your squad instead of riding with the truth, and so that's why the community gets outraged, and so I dive into all that, and it's a real interesting film, and I'm excited for everybody to see it.
Well, I'm excited that you're bringing the film to, theaters so we can actually take a look at that. And the way tensions are right now, especially in the city of Dallas, with the shooting of unarmed Botham Jean by now fired police officer Amber Geiger, who claims she entered the wrong apartment. Which, many of us find that hard to believe, with him having a red van in front of his apartment. Neighbors saying they heard a beat on the door. Then there's rumors that she actually filed a noise complaint 36 hours prior to that. But even before we get to Botham Jean, let's look at all the other cases of police brutality, mainly towards men of color. And also the rise is not only happening towards the men, but we see a lot of women of color getting beat down too. So,
that's
what are your thoughts on what happened to Botham Jean in Dallas?
I found that to be crazy, but the fact that she was saying that she went to a different floor than her house is crazy, because how do you go to a different floor? They said the rug was different, you can clearly see the number on the door, and so that was just cold-blooded murder, You know, and the fact she only up for manslaughter is ridiculous. You know, but that's the spin. That's the spin that I'm talking about. You know, it's people that get paid just to think about how can we spin this so it doesn't make the department look bad, instead of, you know, facing the facts and saying that, hey, this woman is a cold-blooded murderer. You know, so that's what upsets the community right there, and that creates that mistrust. You know.
Right. And one thing I have to say, well, two things. The family has filed a lawsuit against the Dallas Police Department, and I have to send prayers to my church because he was a member of my church, Dallas West Church of Christ, and my uncle, Billy Joe Mason, actually kind of mentored him along with Brother Barry. So that kind of touches home when I see my family have to suffer and kind of cope with the loss of him too, because not only did it impact his regular family, his inner family, he has family, you know, outside of his family, which, you know, sometimes your family is not necessarily blood related. So the whole thing with that case is just crazy, the way the Dallas Police Department is just kind of was trying to sweep it under the rug, but this is Dallas. You can't do that.
Right. I think it's really important that you are connected with the churches and all that, because, you know, that's going to be very, very helpful. So, you know, as far as just getting the word out to the community.
Thank you for that. What was your mindset when you actually made the movie? Were you impacted directly by police brutality?
Oh yeah. You know, I mean, I can think of one time, you know, in particular, you know, that officer pulled a gun and put a gun up to my head, you know, and they had this lady. She had me on gunpoint, you know, and she wouldn't let me give my license and registration, which was in the back of my truck, you know, in the back pouch of my seat in my truck, you know, and she wouldn't let me get it out. And when she wouldn't let me get it out, you know, she gave me a ticket for no license and no registration and no insurance. And so I drove around the city, and I looked for an officer that was had somebody pulled over, you know, and I'll call her back, you know. I was like, can you radio this lady back? And she came back, and I showed her she was like, I'm not looking at that. And so they called a supervisor, and the supervisor scratched the ticket. But I just think if I had just been like, you know, bump this, I'm gonna show you I got my license, my registration and insurance. I just think about what would have happened, you know. And so, yeah, I've been impacted by it, you know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of black men have. You know, it's a common occurrence, you know, to get harassed. I mean, when you're growing up in the hood, it's real common to be harassed, you know, by the police at one time or another, you know.
Well, everybody knows how I feel about the police. You know what? And I'm going to say it again. They're nothing but people who were made fun of in school. Now they graduated, you know, and they went off to become a police officer so they can inflict the same pain how they were bullied in school. They want to bully us. Because the officers are not the same when they're in uniform. When they're in uniform, they get all this strong Popeye mentality. It gives them extra courage, but really you're weak when you do stuff like that. But that's my thought.
And you know what? I think it's both ways. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen good police officers. You know, I've seen officers that hang out at the barbershop. You know, well, one in particular. You know, he's been in the community. He goes to the funerals. You know, I've seen, you know, good. He's a black officer. You know, I've seen good officers. But this is the thing about some of the good officers is that when the bad officers are doing the bad stuff, they don't condemn it. They hold a line. They don't break code. They stay silent about it, you know, and that's where that mistrust of all officers comes from. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not trying to, you know, that they're not condemning what their buddies are doing. You see your buddy, it's like no, this is the thing about officers, you know, that nobody, like if you get 100 plumbers in one room and say, okay, fix this problem, 20% are gonna come back with, oh man, my pipes are busted. You know, they 20% are not gonna do the job right. They're gonna come back with problems. You know, and so to make all officers say all officers 100% do their job right is ridiculous, and that's how society holds officers' standards, like that they're infallible, meaning that it could be 100 people that say, "Hey, man, this guy's hands was up, and he shot him in the back," and that one officer could say, "No, I didn't shoot it." He pulled out a gun, and that one officer can negate what 100 people saw. We saw it over and over and over again, and the officers that are around that witnessed it are going to hold to that story. You know what I'm saying? And that's where things get tricky.
The brotherhood,
and that's where the community gets a lot of mistrust in officers. So.
Right on. And I do have to say, there is, which I'm not saying all officers, shout out to former, I think it was Broward County Police Deputy Raymond Hicks, who I had the pleasure of interviewing multiple times, who actually stood up to the police in Florida. However, when he did that, his family was receiving death threats, and I think he spent time in jail for like 6 months, and they didn't have anything to charge him on. So sometimes they stand up and those type of things happen. He kind of lost everything, spent a lot of money, and had stuff pinned on him, and you got to move your family and do all that. So it's hard.
Yeah. But I agree though. It is a lot of these officers get like they bully the ones that was bullied in school. Their girl got took. You know what I'm saying? And they have vendettas. Some officers just have vendettas, and you can feel that type of officer when they enter into your space, because they gonna try to police you harder. And you can feel their energy immediately. They do just got a vendetta against black people.
Right. I want to come back to the movie in just a minute, but I want to get into a little bit about who you are, Mr. IROC Daniels. So you're a movie director. You're also a music producer. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm a music producer. I produce music. I'm working on. I'm just currently like managing my son right now, and we actually are doing a father-son album for the movie soundtrack. So
okay.
Yeah.
So does your son? Does he sing or does he rap?
Yeah. He raps. His name is Marquel Del One. Check him out when you can. Marquel, Marquel Del One. That's what he goes by. Super, super dope.
Shout out his Instagram. Do you know it off top or?
At Marquel, MarquelDelJuan.
You are in the mix with the Pure Truth DJs dropping a bomb on you.
Alrighty, well, we're going to definitely check him out. So how does it feel working with your son on this project?
Oh, it felt real good, man. It felt real good. I'm pretty excited, I'm pretty excited. He's excited, just to see it go on the big screen, is a dream come true for both of us, And so my company is Marmera Creative, and so the first part, Mar, stands for Marquel, The last part is Tamara, that stands for my daughter, So, I'm about generational wealth, creating wealth for the next generation, and that's what it's about. Is just, giving your kids the opportunity to live better than you did, So I'm excited to hand them the baton and see what they do with it,
Right on. Most of the time, and I hate to say this, most people of color, we don't leave wealth. We leave bills. We leave the funeral bill. We leave the light bill. So we need to leave some money. So I'm all for
I think that's changing, though.
wealth.
Yeah, I think that's changing because black people are starting to realize that we have to spend with black businesses. We have to build black businesses. We have to spend within our community because we have billions of dollars that we spend annually, on things, and that's a lot of buying power, and that's a lot of buying power that can go away.
Exactly. We need to get back to like when we had Black Wall Street before they bombed it in 1921, when the black dollars was going around, hundreds of times in the black community. We need to get back to that and get back to policing our own, so we don't have to worry about police brutality, create our own communities. So, yeah, totally for that. What made you become a director? Why did you get started?
Well, I started shooting music videos, and when I started shooting music videos, it just turned into something special. You know, I realized I had an eye for it. Everybody said I had an eye for it, and you know, it just built into something else. You know, so you know, that's how I got started. And I started playing with little ideas and scripts, and you know, I was just like, I'm just gonna shoot a movie. You know.
So it's safe to say that The System is not the first movie that you actually shot.
Yeah, I've shot some shorts and some other things to just gear me up to this. But super excited to build to this.
What was the feeling you had when you found out that The System was going to be in different theaters?
Man, you know what? It's just surreal. It's just really kicking in today because I just seen it hit like a big theater chain. And they just listed it, and I'm just like, wow! And it's a theater chain that I go to every weekend or every other weekend to see movies, and so, you know, it's surreal. That's all I can say, you know.
If you're not dealing with Kaye, it ain't the truth.
What's going to be your next project?
My next project, I want to do a comedy, and I'm still working on a few scripts and ideas and stuff, but I want to do a comedy with some bigger names, and I already have some people reaching out to me, and we'll see what happens, you know.
Have you thought about doing any plays with the movies?
No, not really. But I have one of my friends that help with the script. She does plays all the time, Gwen Wright, and you know, but no, I definitely want to stay with filming and theatrical type stuff.
Okay. That's what's up. Well, I want you to shout out your social media and tell everybody where they can find you.
Okay. Well, you can find me at IROC, IROC Daniels, IROC Daniels, Daniels. Yeah.
And also the website for the movie, so we can make sure we're abreast of the film date.
Okay, and you can find the movie, The System, the Movie. TheSystemTheMovie.com. TheSystemTheMovie.com. You can go there, and you can also get tickets. You can see where it's playing around the country. And please support. Please buy tickets. Please show love. I would try to go to the Texas Theater or go online and get your tickets ASAP, because it definitely will sell out before the 8th. Whereas a lot of people are already buying tickets. I'm aware of it. And so don't sleep and don't wait, because you might not get to see the film, and I want everybody to have an opportunity to see the film.
Okay. What have I not asked, Mr. Daniels, that we should know? Or what else you want to tell us?
I mean, that's pretty much it, you know. So,
okay.
I mean, you do a thorough job, and I really appreciate you. I followed you on Instagram and look forward to building with you, you know.
I'll make sure I follow you back. But you know what I need to do, which I haven't done? I need to put you on a hot seat just for a little bit. Have you simmer. I'm not going to burn you up.
It's time for the hot seat.
Number one, what do you think about Donald Trump?
Oh, what I think about Donald Trump? I mean, I think he's an imbecile. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to just keep it real. You know, I think he's an imbecile. You know, I mean, I just don't think he's for the people. I don't think he likes black people. You know, I think he's only in office because a black man was elected to president, and then white America felt like they needed to get him in office. He used vulgar words like grab him by the pussy. If anybody else had did that, you know, they would be out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Right on.
And you know, I mean, he's been accused of everything from rape to sexual harassment, and the only, you know, I mean, they locked up Bill real fast. You know what I'm saying? But Donald Trump is still in office, and so I just think that he's not for the people. He's not for black people anyway. He's for wealthy people, wealthy white people.
You're going to make me change it up. I agree with everything you said. Now I have to change up my questions a little bit that came off the top of my dome. Because you said he doesn't like black people, that made me think about Kanye West. And with you being in the music industry, you can probably remember that famous quote was, I think it was, Bush doesn't care about black people. Why do you think Kanye has flipped the script and he's in support of Trump? I'm confused.
Yeah, I think, Kanye has openly admitted that he has mental issues and bipolarism, and I have some brothers. I have a brother that's schizophrenic, and I have another brother that has mental issues, been into the mental institution, and Kanye has admitted to going to the mental institution. And when sometimes when you are around people that do have mental issues, they say things, and I'm just gonna give that brother a pass because I've been around. I heard my brother say things, and they don't remember what they said the next day. I'm not saying that he don't remember what he said, but I think that he's just going through a phase, and he'll realize in a minute, like Snoop Dogg said, we don't care for that Kanye, but come back to the people, Kanye, he makes real good music, and I just think that he's lost, I just think the brother's just lost right now, and we're gonna pray for Kanye to get right mentally, So.
Right on. Well, I want to dive a little bit deeper on something, which I was going to touch on. You kind of brought it up as well. Now, they put Bill Cosby in jail for allegedly raping 60 women, but that wasn't what the charge was for. It was only for the one lady, because all the ladies' accusations were not charged. It just mainly went from, what is her name, Adrienne Constrand, right? So you giving somebody that's 81 years old anywhere from 3 to 10 years with no evidence, even though he may have admitted it. I didn't see it. He probably did. But then you got Harvey Weinstein. Now you got the Supreme Court Justice, what is his name? Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah, Kavanaugh.
You got the Trump grabbing the cat. I can go on and on and on about these lists of people, or not even that. When I look at social media, I see a woman hang her kid in the closet and she gets probation. A man raping a 5-year-old girl, and he gets nothing. And then on top of that, you got the Pope, these priests, these whatever. But you gonna get Bill Cosby? Is it because he was trying to buy NBC? Or are you mad because he was considered America's dad? So what's your overall view on that when you go that deep?
I'm in concurrence. It's like, so you got all these people. It's two different justices. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how rich you are or whatever when it comes to first of all, you got to look at who's your jury. You're not getting judged by people or your peers or anything like that. You're not getting judged by people of your peers. You're getting judged by people that might not have grew up the same way you grew up and understand what you're going through. So it's a different brand of justice, for black people and white people in America. It's just two separate societies, and then there's the rich. And then there's the rich people. They can bail out. A lot of brothers are stuck in jail fighting their cases, and they might be in jail for 2 years fighting their cases, even if they're innocent. So a lot of them will take a plea, like, man, let me just take this plea so I can just get out of these conditions, because they make jail conditions as hard as they could possibly make them. And so it's a very unfair justice system.
I agree with all that.
It's time for the wind down.
And what I would like for you to do, first of all, I want to thank you again. Shout out your social media again.
IROC Daniels at IROC Daniels. That's the Instagram and the Facebook.
Okay. And I need you to lead us in some positive words.
You know what? The world is changing be for the better, and all these haters in a minute, all these haters are gonna I mean, honestly, all these haters are gonna be dead, and it's a new generation coming, and I'm very positive that the way the new generation is looking, and stepping up to the plate, and I just think that we as society, I mean, especially black people, we have to start spending money with each other, building businesses. No matter what kind of business you have, everybody needs a service. So if you cut yards, if you have nail making skills, hair, eye for clothing, whatever, start a business. Just start a business, and everybody start spending money with that business, and we're gonna prosper as a people. So.
Right. Well, I definitely want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Truth Talk Show.